You see, when you work in a transparent environment and you have a leader that will always tell you, look, be sincere, be truthful, then there's nothing to hide.
We'll be having a conversation with one of the leading sons of Gombe, the former Commissioner for Higher Education and former Commissioner for Education, for information I may say, and currently the chairman of the State Secondary School Education Board. Welcome to the studio, sir. And it's always a pleasure speaking with you. I remember we had several conversations when you were Commissioner for Education and former Commissioner for Higher Education rather, and information. Especially when you were in information, I was always in your office disturbing you.
It's a pleasure having people like you to disturb me. When you hold public office, you should expect that. Because people look onto you to solve problems. And governance is all about finding solutions to societal problems. Therefore, I don't feel disturbed anytime journalists who are going to assist, because when you disseminate the information about activities of government, you are helping the government to improve where they are not doing much. You are also selling the government to the people who have not known what the government is doing. So it was a pleasure having people like you and some of your colleagues. Yes.
Okay. Like sometimes I also feel a little maybe uncomfortable for you, like when we have to throw the hard questions, and sometimes but I think our relationship has been pretty good. But it's not always pleasant sometimes when journalists ask you the hard questions.
Yeah. You see, when you work in a transparent environment and you have a leader that will always tell you, look, be sincere, be truthful, then there's nothing to hide. Therefore, I'm never uncomfortable when journalists ask me questions that they feel is hardcore question. Once I know, I tell you the truth. If I don't know, I tell you I'll find out. And that's what I do.
So let's look at some of the things you did when you were in higher education.
Yes.
I know that Gombe State University was under your purview, the College of Education in Biliri, so many other institutions. Can you just talk about some of the highlights of some of the achievements and explain what you met on ground when you came in 2019, I think?
Yes.
Then the first 4 years of the administration, what was it like?
See, I want to start by saying before we were appointed as commissioners, myself inclusive, His Excellency the Governor had declared a state of emergency on education. That means he has seen the situation, the decay was so much that if we continue like that in the future, our children will have no future. An uneducated society is a doomed society. So by the time we came on board and I was posted to the Ministry of Higher Education, the first thing I did was invite all the management of the institutions, a day for each of them. Let them give me situation report before I start visiting. And we saw the situation somewhat beyond their control, and mostly because they had to do with funding. For instance, the College of Islamic and Legal Studies, NAFADA, had about 7 programs, and all those programs were on affiliation. And for somebody in academics who knows what affiliation means, the school is here, the infrastructure is here, the students are here, but no certificate, not even question paper will bear the name of Gombe State. So who are we deceiving? I said, we cannot continue like that. We had to put heads. My governor, Governor Muhammadu Inuahaya, will always say, think outside the box. Since thinking within the box has not been able to get us to the promised land. So I called the provost. I said, look, we must do something. Even if it means changing the name of that institution and its mandate. Mark you, the name of the school was College of Islamic and Legal Studies, NAFADA, when we came. 7 programs, none was accredited, all on affiliation. But we changed the narrative. We changed the law And you know the law cannot be changed without
the House of Assembly.
Yes. His Excellency was convinced there was need to change that. So we changed the name to College of Education and Legal Studies. Now what that means is that the mandate has now changed. It will now offer NCE programs. And we got NCCE, that's National Commission for Colleges of Education, to pay us an inspection visit, a resource inspection visit. They came, they saw, and we succeeded. And today,
and the programs were approved.
Yes, today not only were the programs approved, JAM now gives admission to that school. Not only that, the school is enlisted as a TED fund beneficiary of intervention, which was non-existent before this governor came on board. That's one. Come to the Polytechnic. We had about 12 programs in the State Polytechnic Bajoga. None was accredited.
None?
None.
Wow. Out of 12 programs, a whole polytechnic?
Yes. And it has been existing for over 9 years before we came. None of the program was accredited. So who are you deceiving? You are giving certificates to students. I come from the academic sector, and I know what it means to graduate a student and give him a certificate, diploma certificate, for instance.
That he can't use.
He cannot use. He cannot move forward. You have wasted about 3 or 4 years of that student's life. So I said, no, we can't continue like that. What do? We looked at the problem. There was an engineering complex which was uncompleted. I called the contractor. Look, this contract was awarded to you under the Nkwambo administration. You have not finished it. You have not met the amount. You are given more than 50% of the cost of the contract. The work you have done is 46%. We still have 4% work for you. Go back to site and complete that 4% before you come and talk to us. He said he has no money. I said, find money. Government has given you money. If you don't, we know what to do. And then while that was happening, I was also talking to His Excellency. Let's call this contractor, the same contractor. Let him finish the work. We didn't terminate that contract.
Despite the fact that it was awarded under a previous
administration. So we called him. After discussion, I made him to accept that he will complete the project at the original cost. And he agreed. Then he was, of course, of the PDP stock, an ardent opposition for us. But we allowed him to continue to finish the project and then paid him. But you know what? Because of that singular act of His Excellency, the man eventually joined us in the APC. He was even appointed special advisor on projects.
Really?
He is even presently a special advisor still on projects. That is Governor Inouye here for you. Now, today, all the programs of the State Polytechnic Bajoga are accredited.
All the programs?
All. And what did we do with those that were given certificates that had no accreditation? Because you get to the National Board for Technical Education, you go to their database, you won't find State Polytechnic Bajoga, Gombe State Polytechnic Bajoga. Why? Because none of his programs was accredited. And that is the Polytechnic. But today, it is not only having accreditation, both administrative and academic accreditation.
So, looking at NAFADA, the College of Education now in NAFADA,
yes,
and the Polytechnic in Bajoga,
yes,
you would say that in the first 4 years of the Inouye administration,
yes,
which you served in,
yes,
you were able to transform it and
yes,
revitalize
before we
it
left,
totally.
All of them had courses accredited. So, and all of them got their first and second intervention from TED Fund. Because I did not even tell you that one. Even the Polytechnic is now enlisted as a TED Fund beneficiary of
and that's significant amount, because I know TED Fund goes into billions of naira when they intervene. So
I was fortunate funding to have served when I was in the classroom as a director of academic planning. So it was not something that was going to give me headache or gave me headache.
Sorry, can we just talk about that briefly? Talking about just going back to your history and your pedigree.
Yes.
Director of Academic Planning, where, in what capacity, and what exactly your role in the academia, your history in the academia?
You see, my background, I studied physics at both first and postgraduate levels. And I served in the old Sokoto state before it was divided into Kebbi, Zamfara, and Sokoto. I'm talking of the 80s now. On completion of service, and I always, sometimes I'll tell my boss, okay, can we return this country to what it was when people like you and me finished the university? He said, we can with commitment. I said, do your best, because God will be on your side if you are doing your best. And I applied for an advert that I saw in the newspaper while I was serving. I was invited for interview as a lecturer with the Federal Polytechnic Auranamoda in now Zamfara State. I went, I was interviewed, I was found worthy of appointment, but I was told that the condition for your appointment is you must bring your NYSC discharge certificate. So when we went back to camp to pass out, we passed out on a Saturday. Sunday, I was unemployed. Monday, I went to the school, submitted my NYSC discharge certificate, and they gave me my appointment letter. And they said, you can assume
about 48 hours after NYSC?
Yes. You can assume duty if you want.
And I assume in Nigeria today, if you are not the son of a senator or a governor?
I didn't know anybody. And that's the way I treat people whom I come across in life. Because if God has favored me like that, I have no reason whatsoever to segregate on any basis to any person. And eventually, I stayed there from 1985 to 2025 when I retired last year. That's 40 good years of my life was spent outside Gombe State.
In the academia?
Yes.
Wow.
So that's it. So now back to our
conversation about tertiary education in Gombe.
So the Polytechnic is now enlisted and things are going on well there. Those who were given certificates under the previous administration, that we knew something was wrong. I mean, when you see a problem, whether past or present, and you have the capacity and ability to solve it, solve it. What did we do? We now said, okay, there is what we call top-up program. You move your own students to a polytechnic, similar institution that has accreditation. And then they spend 1 year there to at least elevate them to the level that they will now have diploma.
Then the certificate can be recognized.
Yes.
Properly.
But mark you, the certificate will not bear the parent school's name. But what you are doing is you are topping their brain, their capacity to ensure that wherever they go, they will perform as people holding diploma certificates. And that was what we did.
So
and
let's
from
talk about
that
Gombe
time
State
up
University,
to now,
because we're going to run out of time, but I want to talk about Gombe State University and some of the things you achieved there, because that's like the flagship of tertiary education in Gombe.
Gombe State University, as at the time we came on board, and I was the Commissioner for Higher Education, was housing 14,000 students. We wanted to commence law, and the university was set to start. They had even given admission. But then the Council for Legal Education wrote to say no. If you give this admission, this set of students, when they reach the final year and they graduate, they will not be qualified to go to law school.
So it has been 5 years wasted.
Exactly. So as the commissioner, when the VC came to me and said, what do we do? I said, look, if they have said no, they are the regulatory body. You dare not cross the line. Leave it. Find a way out for those admitted. They had not even started the session, but admission had been given. So what did we do? We had to now tell them, look, think of alternatives. You either go to English or go to other courses, but not law. I said, until we make what is required, we will not start. And then we put our efforts together, the governor, the ministry, the management, and by the following year,
you got the accreditation.
We got the go-ahead from the Council for Legal Education. And today, the first set are in their final year, 500 level.
With
they will soon graduate.
Full, and they can go to law school.
Yes, definitely. Next to it was, since inception of the school, we have had medical students, but none had been graduated.
Really?
Yes. And it was already about 15 years old, the institution, when we came on board. So we came, we said, no, what is the problem? And we sat, because when you don't discuss, you don't get to the root of a problem. So the management told us, and the government did its own part. And for the first time, we graduated the first set, we graduated the second set, we graduated the third set.
While you were commissioner?
Yes, while I was commissioner. So now we have gone past that one.
Okay, now because
you come to the College of Nursing and Midwifery here. The College of Nursing and Midwifery in Gombe town here was running programs, 2 programs, registered nurse, registered midwife, RN, RM. Now, these were certificates awarded by the Nursing Council, Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria. But the vogue now is diploma in nursing, diploma in midwifery, higher national diploma in nursing, higher national diploma in midwifery. So we said, we have to move with the time. And when we moved, we drew the attention of it, because it was my responsibility to draw the attention of His Excellency, explain things to him. And to God be the glory, he has never objected to what will bring progress to this state, no matter the cost.
Even when it's really expensive?
Yes. Of course, education is expensive. Let's not pretend that education is a capital-intensive business.
And that's why a lot of political administrations tend to shy away from it.
Yes.
Because it's not really politically profitable. It's not as good as when you invest in sharing money.
But you see,
or when
you think education is expensive, try ignorance and see the devastating effect of it. We're already in the Northeast. We know what we are feeling as a result of inadequate education or bad education. So there, and then we agreed to invite the National Board for Technical Education, because the moment you talk of diploma, you must invite the correct regulatory body. And we invited them. And this College of Nursing in Gombe here, under His Excellency, was the first College of Nursing in Nigeria to start running ND in nursing, ND in midwifery.
National diploma in nursing, national
diploma in midwifery. And that's what they are running now.
So what do you think about that new infrastructure, the new College of Nursing and Midwifery at the bypass?
Yes, the concept came under His Excellency. The place here was choked up. The demand for nurses and midwives was much, even within the state medical facilities. But we had no space to expand where in the old site. And since you cannot expand laboratories, classrooms, hostels, and so on, you cannot increase the number of intake beyond what the regulatory body has given to you.
Because of the capacity of the facility.
So because of that, His Excellency said, look, let's build them. At the point, there were so many proposals. Okay, let's move GSS Gombe. We couldn't move it. That's the alma mater of His Excellency. So we now looked for a site, and he constructed from foundation to finish in that place.
That's why the First Lady, wife of the
That's
President,
when
came to
the First Lady came to commission it, and they are there now. Okay. There was a College of Nursing and Midwifery in Duku. I forget that one. That College of Nursing and Midwifery never existed. You'll be surprised why I'm saying
paper.
There was a structure I can come and see this building and name it College of Nursing and Midwifery. Does it make it a College of Nursing and Midwifery?
Absolutely not.
No. There was no law backing it. There was no budgetary provision. And 91% of the cost of the contract had been paid to the contractor, with only about 80% work done. As at the time we came, I paid 5 visits to that campus, looked at every room, and then recommended to His Excellency that, look, let's hand it over to GSU. Today, it is a faculty of its own, of environmental studies, under Gombe State University. And it's been put into use, effective use. Now you come back, you move further. We have the College of Education, Billiri.
Now, because of time, sir, I know that you have so many things to reel out about your achievements in higher education, but I want us to just tie them together. How do you assess higher education when Governor Inuaya came in 2019 and how it is today?
Frankly speaking, it's like comparing a non-performing government and a very good performing government. I just told you the situation we met in some of the schools and what it is now. As a journalist, you can embark on a verification of what I'm saying.
I know that you have certain points to prove this, but I would also like to say that there was a foundation on ground that you met. And the foundation, like Gombe State University, it's like the pride of Gombe.
Yes.
And it wasn't so bad. It wasn't really so bad.
But what we are saying is, if you have 7 tertiary institutions, do you concentrate on one and leave the remaining 6?
So, but now you've been able to do the 6.
Now, what the development, you see, not all students who finish in secondary school may want to go to university. Some may want to be professional teachers right from College of Education. Some may want to be artisan technicians. They are moving to the Polytechnic. That is why we have these different sectors in education. But when you want to focus only on one, and even that one, it might interest you. We inherited a serious problem with the staff, because no matter the infrastructure you have, if the staff are not well motivated, forget it. The previous government left an outstanding earned academic allowance, we call it EAA, of about 1.3 billion.
Okay, now we've spoken about lots of problems from the previous administration. Can we just move to when you were Commissioner for Information? Because apparently you're very eloquent, and it seems like you've been able to market the Inuaya administration very well. Maybe that's why the governor moved you from higher education to information, so that you can market him very well. But let's talk about your role as Commissioner for Information. But I don't want us to talk about information just specifically. Let's look at the Inuaya administration as if you're still the spokesman. And how do you assess his performance, tying it together from 2019 to date? That's about 7 years, almost 7 years now. How do you assess him and the hopes and the aspirations of the people of Gombe when he was campaigning in
2019? Fortunately, I happen to be part of this government from conception to date. From his first contest in 2015, from the formation of the APC in 2014, to his first contest in 2015, which we didn't get, we didn't waver, we were not discouraged, then we moved on. Then by 2019, God in his infinite mercy decided to say, look, it's time for Governor Inuaya to come. Those who doubted him are now singing praises of him because his work is visibly there on the ground. Some administrators, some governors, when they come, they jettison other projects that are uncompleted by the previous administration and start a new one. Governor Inuaya has not done that for even one single project. Road network that he met, whether they have been awarded some amount paid, look, it's for the benefit of his people. You'll say, I will complete it, and he has completed many. The mega park, he met it. We know what he added there to make it what it is. And to show you how magnanimous he is, despite those who created the problem, left it thinking, I know of somebody who both said that it won't take him 6 months, he will resign. They have not known Governor Muhammadu Inuaya. Today is 7 years. He is just thinking of a transition to his successor, not resignation. He named that mega park Ibrahim Dankombo Mega Park, the previous governor. How many governors have ever done that? For somebody who left a lot of problems for the incoming government. And the problems were just too many. Now think of the Dadinkoa Industrial Park. When we had the economic summit, I was fortunately combining both Commissioner of Higher Education and Information and Culture.
Yes.
So I know how many deals were signed just on the first day. People said he won't succeed. Today, the story, it has become a place where people from other states come to visit. Maybe it will soon be the capital of the Northeast sub-region. We have no doubt. Look at the new, have you ever been to the House of Assembly complex, present one? It cannot take up to 100 people as viewers when you are screening commissioners or there's
even
a topical
budget
issue.
presentation.
Even the budget presentation. And he saw and said, look, we cannot continue like that. This is not more than a secondary school hall. Today, he is constructing a new House of Assembly complex. And by the grace of God, he is going to commission it before May 29th, 2027. Then we have a state secretariat. The old state secretariat was housing only 2 ministries. How many ministries do we have in the state? All those are in rented
residential apartments and quarters.
So he said, no, the state must continue. It will continue beyond our lives.
But don't you think that some of this capital project is putting a major strain on the finances of Gombe? Because your critics would also say that some of these projects are too many simultaneously, that it's going to put a strain on the finances of the state, that other sectors will suffer.
Is there any sector that has been suffering as compared to the old government? When we came, by the time we came, 6 of the tertiary institutions had stayed for 4 months without salary. It was under this government that they were paid that salary.
People are also talking about empowerment. Again, I wanted to talk about your achievements, but the issue of human capital empowerment is also there. Because the truth is that people must eat. There must be food. And things are pretty expensive right now.
You see, I do not succumb to that theory.
Oh, you don't believe in
or hypothesis that what I'm saying is the basic work of a government is security of lives and property, provide an enabling environment for you, for me, for him. You don't need to be in government before you eat.
True.
Not all of us will be in government. And I'm yet to see where the governor says, you will not go to market today. No. You go to market, you want to buy, you buy. If inflation is there in place, it's not Governor Inuaya that brought about the inflation. It would have been difficult if he had given you work. For instance, as a journalist, he tells you, come and do this work for the state. We will pay you. And then he's unable to pay you. You are doing the work with an expectation. You are going with your staff, with everybody, and then after doing the work, payment is not forthcoming. Then that is when you can say, he has not empowered you. You have a right to complain. He has not deprived anybody of ability to purchase. Unless if you are thinking for you, if your concept of human capital development is dashing out money to everybody,
which is
then you will be encouraging laziness rather than hard work. But if you work and you are rewarded, that encourages those who are not working to work because they know they will be rewarded.
You've spoken glowingly of your own achievements, of the achievements of your principal government, and of your party. Apparently, you're loyal and faithful, very vibrant party man. But For us, it's for me as a journalist, it's for me to interrogate the facts, talk about the things, bring it to the light, and let the audience decide. On what they really think. Yes. And that's the much we can take on this episode of Gombe's Transformative Journey. And like I told you, it certainly didn't disappoint. The conversation has been enlightening and interesting. I am Landry Adiemi, and if you miss any of our episodes, you can watch them again on our social media platforms. Till next week, stay out of trouble.